We all know the saying, talk the talk and walk the walk. Well, metaphorically, I have been paralyzed for the last 5 years. Let me explain. I'm 20 years old now, and for the last 5 years, I've been talking about this great person I want to become, these great goals that I want to achieve, yet never acted on it. Hence why this series is called Learning How to Walk. So instead of just saying, I want to do this, I want to become this, I want to do this, I want to have this, I want to do this, it will all be actions. What's weird about this is the reasons or why I haven't acted all this time. And we need to unravel that, figure out the problem so that we can find solutions. Let's talk about it. Sincerely, this is a very hard part to do because this is just harsh truths that I don't like to talk about, but it has to be said so that I acknowledge the problem and then I can work on then I will be in peace with myself that I have this problem. Then I can act on it. The most easy thing to figure out is that I lack discipline. I only work on motivation. I'm motivated to do something. I have this huge boost of energy and I just go for it and I work and then I just stop. Another thing is just this fear of the future or what would happen, success or failure. It doesn't even matter because all of us have great goals and big ambitions. Even for the success part, you're scared of how your life would be because we feel comfortable in our own life and how we are right now, even though it's not the best or it's not what we want. It's just because it's comfortable, it's safe. That's why we stayed this way. And that's why I've stayed this way for years now, even though I'm saying I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. That's another thing. Another big aspect is when we think about change, or when I thought about change, I always look at all the aspects and try to change all of them at the same time. So I will work on my diet, my workout, my training, my classes, my productivity, my work, trying to find jobs, my hobbies, everything. I'm trying to do everything at the same time. And it's just so much to focus on and so much to fix with little time. And then I just end up doing nothing because one thing did not go well in all the things I'm doing. So I just sit down and be like, I messed up this, so I can't keep doing all the things at once, and I just stop. And again, motivation. So I wait for the next package, next burst of motivation that I will get so that I can do something. Another one also, which is very important, is the lack of identity. Because I'm trying to do stuff with the same mindset that I have, which is I want to be safe, I want to stay comfortable, I want to do this, I want to live in comfort. But in order to see real change, it has to be fundamentally an identity subject or an identity focus. So if I change the way I think and view the world and how I view my behaviors or set of behaviors that I do each day to be aligned with a new identity that I want, and we'll get to that hopefully tomorrow because this is gonna be built up day by day. Hopefully that will help. And as I said, this goes back to the focusing on so many things. There is this concept of signal versus noise that I listened to in a podcast by Stephen Bartlett. Was it Stephen Bartlett? This guy. If I did not put that, I'm evil. Who was talking about what's signal and what's noise, and most of the time I focus on the noise part and I forget that I have signals, which are what is important to do, actions and tasks important to do to achieve a certain goal, whereas I only focus on noise that's not gonna get me anywhere and it does not really matter. One more thing, which is the last one, and which is gonna talk about in this video too, and how to approach it, which is dopamine. My brain and most people on this planet Earth brains are fried due to the constant exposure to short form content. Everything is making our dopamine levels or threshold lower and lower and lower. So in order to get the will to do something that's hard and not that doesn't give you the satisfaction right away is really become hard. So we'll work on a detox that effective but also realistic. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna watch any form of content or I'm not gonna waste any time of my day, but because we use our phones on the daily, we use our laptops on the daily, and we use them for work, so we can't remove them 100%. But if we figure out a way to optimize our workflows and give ourselves some time to decompress and chill, then it would be realistic. We'll catch up tomorrow. Today was very sad, but yeah, see you tomorrow. We have a lot to discuss today. So for this next part, it's very, very crucial, and this is the most beneficial and practical way for me to take action, which is change my perspective and my identity. So I need to find me a new identity. Let's do that. What do I want to be? That sounds very fun, but it's very important. What do I want to be? What am I at right now? Let's start with that. What are traits that I have that are not letting me take action? So I am a person that doesn't take risks. Doesn't take risks. I like comfort. I like comfort a lot, and I don't change because of the comfort that I have. And what else? I procrastinate. I get distracted easily. What else? Peer pressure. I get led by peer pressure a lot. And yeah, I'd say that's about it, I guess. I mean, I am ambitious and all those good stuff, but now I'm just talking about what's stopping me from doing what I need to do. And that's the major part. Now, let's see what I want to be. I want to be a person that takes action. And not just take action, but finishes what they start, what I start, finishes what they start. Because, and this is very crazy, sorry, this is very crazy because in the last 10 years of my life, I've started so many hobbies, so many disciplines, so many artistic forms of pursuits. Lots of English words. That I've never finished. I started, let's count them off. When I was young, I started drawing realistic pictures and I was somewhat starting to be good, and then I stopped. I started doing origami and I stopped. I started Arduino and robotics and I stopped. I started cybersecurity and I stopped. Ethical hacking and I stopped. I started making videos and I stopped. I started freelancing and I stopped. I started dropshipping, didn't work and I stopped. I started, what else did I start? Martial arts and I stopped. I started, did I start football? No, that was not real. So already, lots of things. I started skateboarding and I stopped. I started graphic design and I stopped. I started editing videos and I stopped. I started doing all kinds of things. I started journaling. English. I started journaling and I stopped. I started making blogs and I stopped. I didn't even start low-key. That was just an ambition. That's my problem. That's also another thing that I want to add. I chronically plan and I don't take actions and I don't start because I feel afraid that I'm not gonna be prepared enough, and that just stops me from taking action. So from now on, fuck making plans, and we're just gonna dive head first in the snow. We're gonna do that now, and I'm gonna take a shower after that. Don't take my words for that. So finishes what they start. What they start. So from now on, I will only focus on 1 to 2 things max and work on them until I get to a certain degree, either finishes something or get to a degree when I'm good and everything is clear, and then I can move on to other things. Otherwise, I wanted to learn Spanish and that did not work. Japanese did not work. So yeah, you can see a lot of things. Started singing also. But yeah, it's very sad. Anyway, so a person that takes action, finishes what they start, not distracted, and focused. Don't lack the control. Don't lack control. That's a lot of stuff. So now, what are the first 2 to 3 goals that I want to work on? First of all, becoming a better Muslim. Because I've realized that during the periods when I'm furthest from God, when the most fucked up shit happens to me, and I'm growing sick of it. Next, I want to become financially independent. Independent. Anyways, that's gonna be majorly considering my skills and what I can do, which is coding, freelancing, and creating SaaS and stuff like that. But we need a breakthrough, and I need a breakthrough to start doing other pursuits that I want to do. 3, just building good habits. This is more of a mini goal that can be integrated easily with other stuff. It's not like it's gonna take me 5 hours a day to build good habits. But in the next few videos, next few weeks and months, this is what I'm gonna be focused on. And hopefully we get there sooner than we hope. And if you're watching this, please do the same thing. Choose 1 to 2 goals. I chose 3 because one of them is not that crazy. But choose 2 to 3 goals and just focus on those until you get it, or it's clear and you know your way around that goal and you achieved something. Then you can move on to other things, because if you focus on so many things at once, it's not gonna work. And yeah, now what are we gonna do now? I want to talk about another point that stopped me from taking actions in the last whatever years, and for that we're gonna go outside. I was meant to go outside, but there are some technicalities and I really can't afford having bad quality audio. It's already low-key bad. But the thing that I wanted to talk about, and 2 things, is 2 philosophies that I'm going to adapt from now on. First of all is the signals versus noises. So during the day, so many things pop up and you say to yourself, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. But realistically, you don't need to do all this stuff. And most of it is just noise that's not going to help you in what you pursue. It's called the 80-20 rule. So 20% of what you need to do is actually what's going to bring you the most benefits and get you closer to your goals. So that's what I'm going to focus on, having to only do what's probably doable or that's going to help me get to a certain point. That was it. Those were all the things that I wanted to take to get off my chest, and this is the beginning of a journey that I don't know where it's gonna lead me. I have ideas. I hope they come to life. I will work on them coming to life, and you should too. See you on the next one.